Well, good Tuesday morning, warriors. Wendy from News Force here, and I'm back with a special report. We had ourselves a nice 10 km that went off in Japan, as you can see here, pointing right at the area. Not blue. We don't want blue. We would appreciate some red. There we go. Here is the area right in through here. We're going to just zoom in here. All right, so it was south of Osaka, okay, in Hiroshima, in the Fukuoka Island, okay, guys? And this is Auto Japan. We're coming in on it. Let's just take a peeker here as we get in close. You could see this is a pretty good size city. Kumamoto is a pretty good size city here, guys. And that would be where this earthquake basically has done most of its damage, which is a shopping center. It has collapsed and it's trapped people in there. Let's go ahead and just take a look at some of that damage. Now, this was a 10 km, and they were claiming last night that it was a 7.1, 17 magnitude earthquake that struck a main D.U.M.B, 10 km D.U.M.B, but they have now evened it out to a 6.8. Either way, we've got our sevens in there. We've got the good guys in there that D.U.M.B, clearly they're telling us 6 plus 8, of course, is 14, which is 2 sevens, and then reporting last night a 7.1 magnitude, which is 17 if you flip it. So clearly the military is talking to us that this D.U.M.B had to go, and I'm pretty sure they're all having breakfast, saying cheers to each other as we kill off another sad D.U.M.B of disgusting darkness and Satanism. Go ahead and hit play on this for you guys. Wow. Looks like a dam. So apparently this mall was pretty heavily damaged, guys, okay? And if that's the worst that came out of this strike, I'm pretty sure we're doing pretty well. Unfortunately, in order to get these D.U.M.Bs, the military does everything they can to spare lives, but we can't save everybody and also finish out this war and take out the rest of the D.U.M.Bs that we need to take out to keep humans safe. Okay, guys? So the Japanese government issued an emergency earthquake warning. They also went under a tsunami warning too for Nagasaki, Kagoshima, Fukuoka, Saga, Oita, and Mizaki. Okay, all southern Japan islands. Let's go take a look on our maps and head back there again, guys. All right, folks, so here's Hiroshima right here. If you're not real sure about Japan, we're going to come on south onto the island, and we're going to take a look. As you can see, Kumamoto. This city is pretty large. All right, guys. We do not have any reports of shaking showing up yet, but I'm just going to click on a few of these. I just want to see here's the medical center, guys. Look at the size of that. And, you know, when I look at medical centers now, I don't look at them as saving lives. I look at them as killing and trafficking children. Of course, look at how close it is to the Surakawa River, okay? And here again, we have another medical center right here. All right. And they always put them downtown close to the water. Easy access to barge out those kids and submarine out those kids. All right. Let's just come south and take a look at that main dam that went off. All right. So here it is. It's just off of Highway 266. As you can see here, is running right through here. Also, we have the 312 coming on through. That just about stops right there. And we have also the E3 main freeway. All right, guys. Let's go on and close and see where this dam struck. What might be around it. Lots of sand, electrical stuff. We have ourselves any churches, medical centers that'll light up for us. And of course, guys, it's in the deep, dark woods. Hansel and Gretel style, I call it. There she blows. That's the big deal this morning. Guys, and of course, this is a national forest area. Let's just check this out. What's next door? Wish I could identify that. Interesting structure in its backyard. Right there. We also had, so let's just click on it so we can talk a little bit about it. So there you go. You got yourself your woohoo 10 km. 6.8, they're claiming that it's settled to. Okay, which either way, 17, 7.1, a 6.8, either way, it's coming from the military. And we got the sucker. We also got a lot more suckers. Let's take a look around here at what we nailed afterwards. This was at, let's take a look at the time, 7:27, okay, which was 12:27 Mountain Standard Time, which would be, let's see, 2:30 in the morning Eastern Standard Time, okay, is when this struck. And we do have some little babies that went off around it. Let's just take a look here. Kumamoto. This was at a depth of 7, and it was a 2.5. And that went off clearly a couple hours later off of that big one. Let's just go to the south one right here. And first, let's zoom in. I just want to see where this is at. Okay, Fruit Road. Interesting they would name, I see a helicopter pad, guys. Yeah, perfect transport, huh? Easy in, easy out, baby. Right? Easy in, easy out with those children. All right, let's go to this south one. Again, off of National Route 266. We've got our sixes in there. And here's the one we're taking a peeker at. You can clearly see it's out in the fields. Planting fields. All right, this was 1 hour ago, folks. That was a 12 km, a 3.5 blast, very low blast. All right, they're getting started. They're getting started. We've got some action. Look at them all that have happened since that main went off. All right, let's just look more in town. All right, we saw that one. Let's go on over to this one. Ruckerden Shrine. Interesting. Kind of reminds me out in LA of the Getty Museum, you know. It very much reminds me of that. So, of course, Hansel and Gretel style, but we do have a cleared field next to it. All right. And I don't know if we clicked on this. And just 2. Ooh, 10 km, fam. Yes, 2.6 blast. So it wasn't too big of a main, but they're taking out mains left and right. Let's just go up here to Jonan General Sports Center, right across the street, out in the fields, off of E3 highway, folks. 6 hours ago. That was an 8.0, 4.1 blast. Very controlled here. I mean, the military is screaming, it's us, it's us. And of course, we have that river running through. The Midori Kawa River, folks, okay? And as you can see, look at how close that river is to that dam. Yeah. Speaks volumes, doesn't it, folks? Speaks volumes. Let's just go to the north. We're going to hop the water there. And let's see what this one did here. This was it was 6.0 km depth and a 2.5 blast. Very low. So they're just doing cleanup, guys, around that dam. Taking care of it. And let's just zoom in here one more time. I just want to see. Okay, guys. Come on back out. All right. Just to the south of Mifune. Here is Mifune. Okay. All right, guys. This one is off of Highway 443. And Highway 443 equals 11 military. Just making an observation. And what is this right here next to it? Okay, so of course, a sand plant. Shocker. Shocker on those sand plants, right, guys? All right. Ooh, 10 km again. See, they're coming back through and they're doing cleanup because they're done, is what this is all telling me. We now have 3 10 kms. That's a 3.1 blast, folks. So again, very low direct energy weapon aggression there in order to get these. All right. Just want everything out of my way. Hansel and Gretel style. Again, in the woods. All right. We'll just grab a quick couple more here. I also want to point out, too, look at them all, guys. They're going to town. Let's go to this South Big Dam here and see what this says. This is Tsunagi, Japan. Ooh, it's a 10 km, guys. 5 hours ago. 10 km. 5.6 blasts. Equaling 11. Military. 10 km, baby. Feel free to come on out and take a look at some of these. It goes as far south. They're saying all of these islands out here right now were the ones that were under the tsunami warning, all out in this area right here from that main dam that we took out. Let's just go to the north of Osaka here, because we had a pretty big one go off up here also in the last 24 hours. Guys, this is, again, off of the peninsula of Kamchatka, okay, Kamchatka, which is also near the main submarine military base that we took out last year, which was the main frame of all child trafficking throughout the world, was off of this Russian peninsula right here, a military fake base with submarines. We took that stinker out. All right, guys, let's get a look at some information here. Ooh, 10 km. See, this is all connected. All of this is connected, guys. Remember, what's going on down below? They have so much more space. So this is all connected versus us. We just have our continents and then the water. And that was a 5.8 blast for 13, equaling 13, folks. We got her. We got you, bad dogs, you Satanists. I also wanted to note along this area right here that we do have a lot of active volcanoes right now. Of course, we control those. And yes, we made those. Humans made those. Everything is human made, okay? Everything is us. We are responsible for the messes and we are responsible for the victories on our planet Earth here. It is all coming from man. Let's hit up this dump to the south. Oh, wait, that one, it disappeared. I don't know where it went. Australia, you're looking nice and clean, nice and sweet, okay? And we can see here inland, just to the north of Thailand and China, we had some conglomeration here. Let's take a look-see while we're here. Ooh, we have a triple try. Triple try, triple try, triple try. All right, let's just have a little look here. Ooh, 10 km, guys. Yeah, something's going on, man. We're finishing up with this region. China, Japan, all of you guys, Thailand. These are clear indicators that we are done in your areas and have these dumps done. And we're just coming through for a little cleanup-y poo. All right, let's hit those south dumps and take a look at 10 km again. I assumed they were going to be 7.5 blast for 12 equaling 3. Okay. All indicators that it was deep state stuff. All right. Let's look to the north here. 10 hours ago again. Slammer Jammer festival going on here. 5.8. That is just awesome. And we have a little baby to the south. Let's just peek on it. Let's see. 10 km again. 3.1 blast. Exciting, folks. This is an exciting morning. What an exciting morning of the underground to let us know. We have it cleaned up, guys. We're finishing up. We're going to hand the earth back to the earth and allow it to become itself once again in peace, nature, in harmony, which does what? Sends out good frequency. Those vibes come up through our ground. And who gets to receive it? Us, the trees, nature, all of us. Just fantastic. Awesome, awesome. Let's hit this small south dump here. Jump on that one. That was a 9.0, so that was a vein off of a main, and that was a 3.0 blast. Guys, absolutely fantastic news this morning. I just want to zoom in and see if we see anything around these dumps. Never know, never know. Is there any helicopter pads? There we go. That dump just straight in, but let's look around at what might be around it. Take a quick circle around it. All right, folks. There we go. Absolutely fantastic, glorifying news. And you can see some water is not very far from these dumps. Glorifying news. Fantastic. Congratulations, Japan. Hang in there, guys. We're getting you cleaned up and we're getting you taken care of so we can get out of there and give you guys some peace, which is all we all want, right? Is some peace. All right, guys, one final special report for you guys. I know they're just finding this. I know we've always known it was there. I know we're all aware of the California coast and the submarines coming and going and all of the military bases. Let me just get one thing straight before we go any further here about military bases. Military bases were there for probably, I would say, 80% of the child trafficking, the arms trafficking, the goods trafficking, but mainly the child trafficking. All right, guys, these military, our military is going down to 4% of what it is right now. Why? Because of the lies, okay? The military bases look like they're for our soldiers and stuff. But flip everything, put a mirror up to everything, okay, in the world of this war right now. And it tells you that many other things are going on with these bases and our men than what we were told, okay? So when you look at these military bases, stop looking at them as, oh, there's our sons and daughters, and we're so proud and salute. And, you know, I need everybody to shift what they thought of military bases over to child trafficking bases, okay? We have to supply all of the Satanists of this world with adrenochrome and child meat, all right? Where do you think this stuff was going on, folks, okay? The reason why our military is going down to 4% is two reasons. The trafficking, okay, and also war. There will be no more wars, and we will all agree to that on this planet once we lift the deep state out of here and send them the hell out of here permanently, okay? There will be no more wars. And so therefore, most of these bases, because they were nefarious, will go bye-bye and be blown up just as we are doing underground. Okay, so we have the boys and they found something, and we're going to go ahead and listen to that report. First, let's jump over to the area that they're going to talk about, okay? So we're going over to the Los Estados Unidos, and we're going to climb into LA area, and we're going straight to, I just need to find it again here. Come on, Malibu. Jump up, Malibu. There we go. All right, folks. Here is Malibu, just to the north of Los Angeles, okay? And you can see that this whole area is completely surrounded by a national recreation area. We know what those are all about. Control, deep state, child trafficking, right? And they also get kickbacks from us because we pay for everything for them to run because they are national forests, right? Okay, like that. All right. And we're going to be dealing with this area right here. I want to jump over. We're going to jump over to the Google Earth map in just a moment, but let's go ahead and get the report. We are looking at this area right here, Malibu. I'm going to just turn it sideways by just a little bit. And we're going to come on with the spectrum that you're going to see when he talks about the report. All right, we're looking at this area right here, okay? So let's go ahead and do the report, and then we're going to jump over to Google Earth Maps so that you can see it for your own eyes. I can tell you all I want, but until you see it, you can't have discernment, you can't make your own mind up, you can't research. So I'll give you the information and you decide what you think. Remember, just one thing I want to talk to you about when it comes to these DUMBs off the coast of LA. There are football teams named after adrenochrome, okay? And they're from the Los Angeles area, okay? There are so many submarine tunnels in through this area right here, guys. So many of them, okay, all up and down the coast. In, out, in, out. The Jetsons, you remember the Jetsons flying their cars? Yeah, okay, just picture that. Now, I'm saying this all over the place, but we're going to specifically talk about one hub, okay? I want to point out one more thing before I start the video. Let's go in here. I just want you to note, okay, this Point D.U.M.B State Marine Reserve, okay, is showing in the shelf. We're going to specifically be talking about this shelf, okay? Let's go ahead and get to the report here so we can see what's going on. All right. Thank you, Susie, for sending this my way. You are just an awesome chick and an incredible warrior, incredible soldier to this war. Thank you for sending us this. This is from Jimmy Church. This is breaking news. This is about what they have discovered, him and a few other boys have discovered. So here is Malibu. Malibu right here, there is that V that you saw, that, and then here are all the lines. He's going to be specifically talking about this area. And catch him when he says it's exactly 6.6 miles off the coast of Malibu. Of course it's 6.6, right, guys? Of course, would they have any other numbers? That tells you what it was all about right there. All right, hit it, Jack. I cannot zoom this in, and I apologize, guys, but we'll do the best we can here. All right, there it is. Woohoo!
And then on Wednesday, we announced it to the world. What you are looking at here is the third image that we release. And you need to understand one thing that is very important. These are the straight files, untouched. There's nothing funny here. Nothing has been manipulated at all. These are the straight images from Google Earth. And you can clearly see in this image, it is 2.5 miles wide, 1.35 to 1.45 miles deep, 6.6 miles off of the Malibu coast. That's PCH that you see off in the distance. And the ceiling is 500 feet thick. This image here is our topography study that we did. You can see the anomaly off to the left. You can see ranges that go from 450 meters or 1,476 feet from the surface, the top of the water, to the bottom of the platform. It is absolutely enormous. The bottom of the entrance is 700 meters or 2,296 feet from the surface. The distance between the pillars is 2,745 feet wide. The pillars are 600 to 630 feet tall, 100 feet at the base. This image here, you are looking directly south to the north. You can see Port Hueneme, the Marine Corps Naval Air Station, off in the distance at 12 o'clock. PCH right there, running up the coast of Malibu. This is a set of 9 images taken in a panoramic sense. Now you are looking a little bit to the east, a little bit off to the distance. But what you can see here is that the structure itself doesn't fit in with its natural surroundings. This discovery was made by Maxwell, Dale Romero, and myself 2 weeks ago. Yes, it's all over the internet now, but that's not the point. This has been the center, the hub of UFO activity going back 40 years. Thousands of witnesses up and down the coast. The residences here just pull up lawn chairs and watch the lights come in and out of the water all day long. It's what they do. Now, is this proof of an entrance to something inland? We don't know. It could be natural. It could be 10,000 years old. It could be 100 years old. We don't know.
He knows.
Older than that. It's a possibility with the thickness of the dome, of the ceiling, that there's a dome there full of oxygen. We don't know. It could be an ancient natural anomaly, but why it has not been investigated or revealed until now, we don't know. We will be covering this over the next few months extensively. We're planning an expedition now to head out to the edge of the platform and getting cameras under the water. We are working on that, and hopefully we will have a video presentation shortly. Again,
get her done.
This is north looking south off of the coast, and look how the structure does not fit in with its natural surroundings. Here is another shot. It just doesn't match. It could go inland. It could be the entrance to the China Lake Naval Station, which is 38% of the United States Navy's total land holdings around the world, and it sits in the middle of the Mojave Desert. It can continue on a northeast line directly from this point to Area 51, or maybe to Hawthorne Lake.
All right, let me just back this up, guys. I just want to get a rewind on it. All right, guys. I did have the wrong position. So let's go back to the maps so we can take a look for ourselves. All right, let's head back to our volcanoes and earthquake map. All right. And so we need to go to the north of that point, D.U.M.B. All right, folks, I had to jump over to the Google Earth map. We can see it almost already from here, can't you? There it is. So what I was saying about football. So let me just connect a few dots for you guys. This is the Chargers, the Los Angeles Chargers. And we know the Chargers used to be the San Diego Chargers for a lot of years. And note the colors are pedo colors, okay? Adrenochrome colors if you throw the red in there with the pedo, okay? And they celebrate themselves. They celebrate what they do through secrets, through our own stuff. Like, did you ever wonder why they called it the Los Angeles Chargers? And of course, we have the pedal symbols. Well, we know one thing about the children in order to get the adrenochrome that they have to what? Electrify them. That's the main way that they do it for hours and hours and on end. Okay, and that's where you get your little lightning bolt from. Okay, that's in celebration for what they do. And why am I bringing this up? Because sports, holidays, anything like that for the Satanists is not about truly what we're celebrating. Every time there is a football game, every time there is a baseball game, every single time, folks, there is a celebration in any way in sports, in any activities at all. You have your deep state after hours celebrating, which is their witchcraft, what they do. They eat children and they drink adrenochrome. Well, what does that require on the days that the Chargers are playing the Steelers? That requires a supply, right? And so, what's that supply? The children and adrenochrome. Where do we get it from? The biolabs down underneath the military bases. And how is it transported? The children, they're transported by way of submarines. And where do the subs go? In and out from the land to the water, backwards and forwards, entrances, exits. And most of the time, what you see structurally that looks like a rock is not. You are staring at something that has to do with the satanic Khazarian mafia world and their practice of what they call a religion. And that's why other religions were fired up to try and help cover up Satanism. And you can see they've done a good job, but they're busted because we have exposure. We're staring at it right now. Folks, it's absolutely incredible. There's a clear view of it. Incredible that it was right out in front of our faces, and we didn't know what was going on. So awesome discovery, incredible. But I do believe we already knew about this prior to. If you have any questions at all regarding dumps, please head over to Dumps and Underground over on Telegram, or head over to News Force Warriors and go ahead and fire away. I'm not the only one that knows about this stuff. We have very educated people and warriors that are ready, willing, and able to help with any questions you might have. Quite the hub, huh, guys? Incredible that they're showing us this now. There we go. Jump on back over to Google Earth. Let's just take a look. I'm trying to get the same angle he has, folks, but it's hard for me to do. There we go. That's the best I can do on Google Earth. If you guys can get a hold of a better one of this this D.U.M.B, go ahead. And now when you see 0.0, when it's blown up on the surface, Now you know why, okay, and what's going on. A structure like this, okay, like so. And I do want to point out ownership is taken. There we go, of the military. All right. You guys, these DUMBs are not just out in the water. These submarine tunnels, okay, turn it back around, are all over the place, all over the place. Down here in the Caribbean is one of the hot spots. You think you're going on a cruise, you're not going on a cruise, okay? You're going on a cruise for yourself, but it ain't all about you. It's all about what's below. That's why they stop at islands to drop off kids, pick up kids, drop off adrenochrome, pick up adrenochrome. Everything that you think was built for we the people was built to hide their lies, okay? Like so. So yes, these submarine tunnels run all over the place. One of the worst, if you can believe it, if I can get turned around here, is here's Rochester, Minnesota. Here's the border of Minnesota going into Iowa. Okay, and this is Minnesota here. Okay, and out here is all farmland, folks. And people think it's all about the farming above. It's not. It's all about, there are so many DUMBs that run underneath this area, southwest side of Minnesota, underneath the farming land. And I know I'm from Rochester, Minnesota, which is home of the Mayo Clinic. I am not proud of it. We know what they do with these subs, what it's about, the children, the adrenochrome. We know Rochester is home to the Mayo Clinic, the largest, got my finger on you, medical field corporation there is in the entire world. And of course, sitting right next to it, St. Mary's Hospital is what? Ronald McDonald House, one of the largest. So they need ways to get these kids in and out. Okay. So there's a little bit of a breakdown of how these things are done and how they're doing it right in front of your eyes without you seeing or knowing that this is going on. You go to take a cruise, you're relaxing. Somebody, who is a little more sensitive, that's 5D frequency, says, I really don't like this cruise. I don't know why. I'm just getting really low frequency. I just can't seem. It's because of that. You're feeling what's going on around you, the child trafficking and adrenochrome. They actually have right on ships, folks, biolabs, all right, that were taking the kids right there on the ship. They had an entire floor. I'll see if I can find it for you again. I put it up a couple months ago, and I believe I pinned it. An entire floor, and the ship was built around the biolabs, and that's what they were doing. They were killing the kids right there, collecting the adrenochrome, and going ahead and dropping it off anywhere the ship went, like that. When your captain decides to skip an island and we end up going here for the day, it's geared towards the money that they're making off the adrenochrome and who needs what and where, not about you seeing the sights, folks. Everything is about them. Everything, our speech, the spells that we speak, the dictionaries, everything is all about stealing children, eating them, killing them, sacrificing them back to themselves for the energy to keep going. That's what Satanists are, plain and simple. A quick off the cuff, guys, before I forget. And everybody's trying to get a hold of Fenben and all because our Fenda company disappeared. Who knows? Finally, I have found these guys. All right. It's Fenben Lab. I will put it down in the description. I hope I don't forget. But it's Fenben Lab. So it's fenbenlab.com. You guys go on over there. I finally found a company manufacturing it. We're really starting to struggle because they're trying to take this healing perfecting medicine away from us. So y'all, you can head over there. I've had several people ask in the last couple of months, and finally we have another one. I do believe you can get it in other places, but just not as cheap. I think right here, and it says here you can get 10% off. So head on over there for your Fendi, guys, for your Fendi. And in case you've never seen this on the way out the door, this is a chart from the Satanists. And these are the children, and this is how they described to each other what they liked, what they didn't like. If they wanted a little boy ordered from Walmart, they would describe it as a hot dog. We know that sauce, which is orgies, along with cheese, which is baby girls, was Hillary Clinton's favorite. Okay. We know down here that's what the ice cream was all about, the white ice cream. Biden, his favorite thing was male penetration. Okay, you guys can see here on this boy lovers, girl lovers, spaghetti's a little boy. All right, this is how they ordered it. Other ways were descriptions of shoes and sizes and stuff like that from Walmart. I definitely will get a hold of those videos and concentrate on that today and getting them over for the newbies. I know we're filling up with newbies like crazy, and welcome to the new world of truth. As much as you hate to hear it, you love to hear it because it makes you feel better. It explains what the hell is going on. You know, there's so many things in life when you don't know the truth about what I'm describing that make no sense and cost you a lot of money. Tax-paying dollars, folks, to support this system. You really think they're going to pay for it themselves? Hell no. Shove it off on the slaves, right? That's their motto. 32,000 miles of tunnels, guys, underneath us. That was all about our little babies. And we're not going to allow it to happen. And we thank you, military, all of you out there fighting this war. We thank most of all our digital soldiers that are working so diligently right now to pass the message and get the truth out to everyone so we can get on with our beautiful lives as humans and live the way we want to live, comfortably in high frequency and enjoying each other again and wanting to have babies and families, and good food. Oh, I can't wait to eat good food again. I really can't. I don't think we've ever really had it. I can tell you one thing. If you think you've ever drank real water, you have never ever put a touch of real true H2O in your body. Our water is even different. I'll be talking about that again in my next report. We will never ever stop fighting for them. We will never ever stop again and turn our backs. We will always be aware from here on out. Our children will be safe. I have a beating heart. All of you have a beating heart. None on our watches. You hit the wrong generation, Satanists, because we're here to stop you. And we're doing it rapidly now. The pace is picking up. The exposure is picking up. The biggest thing is that people wake up to the truth. And if they're not going to get it through their heads through education of the past, they're going to have to experience it the hard way. And that's unfortunate because when things happen and you don't understand it and it doesn't make any sense to you, it looks like chaos when really it's war to peace. Every day that goes by, we get a little bit closer to shutting the door to war and never ever experiencing it again. I hope everybody enjoyed this report. I really enjoyed bringing them to you. And as you can see, folks, the background burnt into my screen is gone. I have myself a new computer, a new system, and I will be going to town with exposure and dumb reports. It's a lot of fun, folks. And if you'd like to try it, get on out there and do one. Do a trial run and send it our direction. Let's take a look. There's plenty of other people. If you know geography and if you don't, study it and begin to do some reports and report on these dumps like so. Once again, This war is also about learning that you are first. It is so important that you begin to put yourself first. It is the most important thing you can learn in this war and pass on to your children is you first. It is not selfish to love yourself and take care of yourself and to make your happiness an absolute 100% priority. It is necessary for us to balance the frequency back on this planet that you begin to raise yourself up. Okay, like so. And most of all, it's necessary so you can enjoy your life as a human being while we experience it. The short amount of time, definitely, that we are here is going to only get longer and longer and longer as we begin to learn and backtrack out of how they were killing us back into how we live and living again. You first, guys, you first. Wendy from News Force. Over and out.